Hello, everyone. Welcome to my wood shop here in Colorado. I'm Cindy Drozda, and this is my every 2 weeks Friday live stream. Um, so let's just get right into doing something here. I've got a couple of tools that I want to uh, show off, and these are not well, they're new to me to use this style of tools, and they're not vastly different, but every job can be done with many different tools and things. So yeah, that's what's going on. Is I've found some tools that do some good things, not that they necessarily do everything. So is that, here we are? Yeah. Here I am in Erie, Colorado today. It's a beautiful autumn day. The 90s are over. 80s are good, but few and far between. I love those 90s though, so I'm a little disappointed. But it's beautiful here. You can see my yard's leaves are not changing just yet. Um, so let's get into the tools here. I have two tools that I've been using, and everything has its specialty and its compromises. So this tool here has a cutting edge, a double beveled negative rake cutting edge on the side and the end. I've got a 25-degree top and 40-degree bottom here for a 65-degree included angle. And what this one is good for is doing the bottom with a radius in the corner of, let's say, a box, and the side wall of a box. So if I have the cutting edge parallel to this, the end of the bevel, another way that I've done this is I've scribed a line on the tool that's parallel to the cutting edge. If I have this line parallel to the bed of the lathe, you can see that here or up here, then the cutting edge is parallel to the bed of the lathe. I'm going to be making a parallel cylindrical parallel sided box. So what I've got here is I'm starting my box, and I've got a Forstner drilled rough out opening. The end of the tool has a radius on it, and so the first thing I'm going to do is just open out the Forstner drill part using the end of the tool, and I'm getting rid of that little nub from the Forstner and going in deep enough here to make a radius in the corner. Now I'm holding the tool parallel to the bed of the lathe here so that the cutting edge and the end of the bevel are parallel to the bed of the lathe. And I do that by looking down on it, and that will get me truing up and cleaning up the tear out on the wall. So here I now have, get the chips out of the way, a cleaned up opening. There's some tear out still on the bottom. You can see that. What am I going to do about that? Well, what I'm going to do is take some lighter cuts. So let's get that done. I was taking pretty heavy cuts there because I was trying to get down to get rid of the Forstner point. But now I just, same tool, ideally maybe I would sharpen it, but same tool, lighter cuts, and I got rid of the tear out. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of people here saying hello, and I just love it that y'all show up to hang out with me. And Yes, I also love it that you're saying hello to each other and um, having conversations in the chat. So this is about the socializing part of it all, right? Uh, we've got Michael from we don't know where, and Paul Millo from Houston, and Mike from Prescott, Arizona. That's a place if I was ever going to move, I would consider moving there. Lowell from Texas, and Jennifer, I think from somewhere in the UK. Nice to have you guys here, and Michael from Canada. Uh, Roy from Texas, good to see y'all here. Yeah, indeed. And Charlie from, I don't know where you're from. Oh, and is OB here? David Perez is here. Great to see you from up in Oregon. Do I see OB here? Oh, Chuck is here. Yay. And David Drickhammer, and hopefully a cat. Ah, yes, there's OB. Good to see you here. And has anyone got an actual question? If you want to ask a question of me or of everyone, I suppose, type it in the chat. And yeah, hard to come back from the symposium in Colorado to Texas. And I got a glimpse of that when I was watching Todd's live stream that he did while we were at Rocky Mountain Symposium in Loveland, Colorado. And he's, sweating and not happy about the heat, and I'm thinking, oh man, it's not hot anymore here. I like the heat, but the weather is actually really, really nice. It doesn't stay nice all night. It's a little cooler at night now, but the days are great. And Rocky Mountain, all 3 days were wonderful days, and there we were stuck indoors. But it's going to be great today too. Yeah, I enjoyed Rocky Mountain a lot. That was great to see everyone. And Joe, who is actually here in the studio. We'll get to Joe here in a minute. Mary from Maryland. And yeah, okay. So the tool I just used is a 65-degree included angle. And it is 3/8 of an inch thick, 3/4 of an inch wide. So that's 19 or 20 by 10. And different angles, included angles, yeah. Different included angles, and I'm trying a few different ones. The first I started out with was my standard 50-degree included angle, and that works really well. But I thought the 40 gave you a little, I don't know, different. And that bevel all the way across the top, that's good. And then the bevel on the bottom doesn't go quite as far along, so you have a little more tool rest support. Scott, these start, let's see, for you it would be 11 a.m. For me it's noon. For Todd it's 1. For Lyle it's 2. And over in the UK it's 7 p.m. 1900. Yeah. So usually that's the time I start, and I try to be on time. Sometimes I miss by a couple seconds. We got so many friends here. I just love it. Thank you all so much for being here. And if I don't manage to say hello to everybody, Glenn is late. It's okay. We'll still let you in. Good to see you. Sam, he was at the Rocky Mountain, and yes, it was a great time. We had an all-woman demonstrator lineup. First time anyone's ever done that, and which was quite interesting. And I think, that attracted some people who just thought this was an historic moment and a great thing to support. And we had a lot of women there too, which was really fun. My online friend Sheila was there at Rocky Mountain, and wow, it was like I already knew her because we've interacted online, and we went for a very nice hike. So Todd, a questions in the studio, show a little icon. Oh yes. I remember. Thanks, Todd. I remember you mentioning in your live stream, if you put a question mark after your question, like Todd just did here, it will show up for me a little easier to identify as an actual question, just like this, Dan. Thank you. Did I grind the bevels on the tool? Yes. on a platform with a CBN wheel. I actually, when I make tools, I rough them on a stone wheel because it's way more aggressive, and then I finish on CBN, and that's how I get the accuracy. Yeah. Oh, and Scott is doing an IRD tomorrow, so I will be there. That'll be great. And Dan, about the grinding, I don't think I'll have time to show everything I want to today, including grinding them, but I'll get to grinding them in another session. Basically, I sharpen these just like I sharpen my other tools that have double bevels. And will I be selling this tool on my website? Thank you so much for the segue, Lee. Yes, in fact. Let's check it out. I've got my website here. Oh, I didn't want to start here, did I? I wanted to start on the home page over here. So on my website, what have I done? Lost it? Jeez, technology just beats me up sometimes. There we are. I am kind of out of touch with reality, and in my top menu here, I call it products, and that everybody else says shop. Well, to me, shop is where I am right now. But yeah, okay, I'll redo my website one of these years. And so if you go to tools, there we are, and we have a lineup of tools. This is that side cutting box scraper here, and the other one I'm going to show is the square-ended round tool, which is a cutter or a scraper. So yeah, that's the deal there. And we'll go back to here. So yes, you can go to my website, and let's see. I have technology. Here is my website right now. And you can go to the products page. It'll show up here in a second. I put the link in the chat there, and I can also put a if I get my act together here, a QR code to my website here. So if you like QR codes, there's one. And anybody else got questions here? Oh, is that right? Betty Scarpino said there was an AW event 20 years or so ago. Now, was it a symposium or was it something else? I mean, there's been WIT stuff too, women in turning. So I don't know, but yeah, that's cool. Do I post to the UK? I have always posted to the UK, but I'm going to give you multiple disclaimers about it because it's not great. It's expensive. It's slow. Unless you want to pay a lot more money for postage, there's no tracking. So I'll do it. And actually, UK is better than Europe. But still, if it takes a month and you say, where is it? I can't do anything about it. All I can do is tell you to please be patient. Oh, thanks, Joe. Yes, Joe was over here. In fact, there's a little live stream of me and Joe right before Rocky Mountain on my YouTube. And there are 9 cameras in there. When will I have the finial gouge back in stock? I buy the blanks for my tools from Doug Thompson. When he doesn't have any in stock, I don't have any in stock as much as I might want them. So it's nothing on me here. As soon as Doug gets those to deliver, I'll have them. And I'm guessing just by what I've seen of his details about his production, it's going to be a couple more weeks. But yes. So what else do we got here? Yes. So yes, I will post to the UK and Europe and Africa and everywhere else, but I can't guarantee anything about it except that if I lose too much money on lost articles, I'll quit doing it. But I haven't lost any yet. So right. What grit do I use for negative rake scrapers? That's a double beveled scraper. I typically use a 180 grit. But any grit will do fine. And I know there are people who say, coarser grit gives you a bigger burr and all this stuff. And I have not done enough experimentation. I have found that it all works. And, but I happen to use the 180 because it's a little more aggressive than my real fine ones and goes faster. So yeah, that one you saw, the top bevel and the bottom bevel are done on a 180 grit CBN wheel. Okay, so where are we now? I was doing some stuff, and I also want to mention a couple of things that I will be doing. Let's just do that now. Oh yes, Michael. Oh, that was fun. Um, Michael ordered something from me. He's in Canada. I'm in Colorado. That I would deliver to somebody from Arizona while we were both at the Rocky Mountain Symposium. And neither Chad nor I actually knew what was going on, which was that Michael was giving him a gift. And I was over there, oh, I was supposed to deliver this to you. And he says, oh, I don't know anything about that. So anyway, we figured it out. And he was thrilled, really thrilled. I'm sure he's been in touch with you to let you know all about that. Um, okay, well, I could do a little more turning. I'm sure you don't want to just watch me talk some more. So let's see about, although we do have Joe and Todd here. So let's talk about the next tool I'm going to use, which is, this is something that I found Simon Hope using on a video, and he had it configured a little differently. Well, he had, instead of just a long shaft in a handle, he had a replaceable tip that was real small. And what this is it's a round bar, oversized 1/4 inch 10V steel, and it's got a double bevel, 50-degree included angle like my scrapers. And this tool can be used for a lot of things. I'll try to show you quite a few of them, but here's the one that really got me to make myself one. I'm going to do a recess, and this tool will cut on the end, and the radius on the side here will ride down the wall, creating a straight side. If I line it up parallel to the bed of the lathe, it will make a parallel sided recess. So that's what I'm going to do here. Is I'm going to make, this is the lid of a box. Now, you can probably see that how I roll this tool will determine how straight the cut is. And this is not one where you can just set it on and it'll cut straight in like that one, or like this one, which is another one I use for this sort of thing. Oh, and yes, Chuck points out it's good for rolling beads too. So I'm going to line it up parallel to the bed of the lathe, and I'm just going to push straight in and create a recess for the lid of my box. Now, the other things I can do with this tool are deburr the corners, chamfer the opening, clean off the face. I'm using it as a negative rake scraper here for all of these things. This tool can also be a cutting tool like a skew. And if you look at it, you'll see, you might say, oh, that's a round skew, but it is not skewed on the end. It's 90 degrees to the shaft of the tool on the end. All right, do you have to buy one from me? No. This is about the easiest. Oh, and why would you want one when there are other tools that'll do this job in some ways easier? Because it's really easy to make one. All you need is a piece of round stock, a platform, make a couple of bevels, you're done. So you can buy a piece of steel from Doug Thompson. He offers these 1/4 inch blanks, a little oversized 1/4 inch. And that's a pretty handy size for this. You could make it out of other diameters. I will talk about why you maybe wouldn't want to in a while. So you can just make your own. pretty easy and fast. In fact, you could buy one of Doug's blanks and you could cut it in half and make two, because you don't ever want to overhang the tool rest by much with a 1/4 inch diameter tool. So if it was only this long, no problem. All right. So I want to talk about some things while we have Todd and Joe here. Let's see, what do we got? First, we have, let's get Todd and Joe up here. There we are. So,
Hey, Cindy.
hey, Todd. Hey, Joe.
Hey, everybody.
We just saw Joe at the Rocky Mountain, and of course, Todd was on a live stream during Rocky Mountain when Joe and I were luckily way too busy taking money from people to watch Todd. I watched it later. So
Oh, glad you guys were so busy. So that was good.
it was good. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I regret not having time to watch you live or be in the studio, or I didn't even do any live streaming at this
I
event
know.
like I
I
usually
think
do.
that's probably the first time in a few years you haven't live streamed from a symposium.
Oh, I know. Well, part of it was I was doing demos as well.
Yeah.
And just the being unavailable in my booth for all that time I was in a demo, and then also my brain is, the older I get, the less multitasking I can do. So, that's how it goes. So in November on the 15th, the three of us with Lyle Jameson and Steve Worcester are doing vendor showcase.
Yes.
Yes.
Looking
And
forward
what do
to
you
it.
two have going?
So part of the vendor showcase is doing collaborations or turnings anyway that we give away for charity. We have to meet sometime this week to figure out which charity, because we haven't, I don't think we chose that yet.
Right.
But Joe and I got together, I think just before you were going to Rocky Mountain Symposium, Joe, and talked about, by the way, sorry for not calling you back on your drive. I completely forgot. We talked about doing a little box. So I was turning this piece. This is the piece that you practiced on, Cindy, when you were
Oh,
here.
it is?
Yeah. This is the remnants of it. And so I just finished this on the live stream. There's that little crack that we saw in there before as well. Blue tape is still on it. I've finished the bottom. I've got to do some more work because I had to do some CA glue, but we'll finish that off on the jam chalk and get that all. I think I might actually paint the bottom or lacquer the bottom with black as well.
If you watch his live stream, you'll see it.
Yeah. And so that Joe is going to be doing a lid. I forgot some work to do on the bottom here. So I've been practicing and starting to do some practice on the bottom. So we'll see what I've got kind of going there. So we'll get more details on that as we go. But this will end up being a lid from Joe, box from me as a charity auction item. So fall inspired.
Cool. And so, Joe, you're painting it? You're carving it? What are your plans there?
Yes.
Yes, I think you're right. That's
all of the above. Okay, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal.
Here's my hint. It's going to be shaped kind of an OG. So use your imagination what I can make out of an OG that is fall-like.
Oh, okay. Have to give that one some thought. Oh, and here's a message for you, Joe. Michael won your raffle donation at SWAT. How cool is that?
Oh, very good.
Oh, excellent.
All right. So, yeah, all of us vendors usually donate stuff to SWAT. And if you haven't been to SWAT, you should go. It's a really, really great one. Mike's got a suggestion, Arizona assistance dogs. And usually what we do is we choose a charity close to the heart of one of us. And we've kind of already been through all our favorites. So an assistance dog charity might be a good one.
What was it last spring? I think we did the when John Jordan passed that February, we did John Jordan Endowment Fund for Airmont.
Right.
And this past one, we did the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And I know, Joe, we did something for your club, the veterans, something to do with veterans.
Wounded Warriors?
Yeah, Wounded Warriors.
Yep.
And
Cindy,
the Erie
we did
Food Bank.
Erie Food Bank. And Lyle, we did his Kiwanis Club last time. And another.
And Reigning Liberty.
Yep. Yeah.
which is a veterans
Horse
therapy
ranch.
program with horses.
Yeah.
Didn't we do the MS
Yep.
thing with
Yes,
Steve?
yes, with
With
Steve.
Steve.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
did Snowball Express, which is a
Yeah.
organization for children's whose parents were lost in the war. So all kinds of good things. So we're not sure yet. It's going to be up to one of the 5 of us to figure out what we're going to do. So that's how we do it. But all the money raised goes directly to the charity. So, and I
Yeah.
think each time we've raised, sometimes more than 1,000, sometimes just under. Sometimes I think one time we had about 1,800. So
1,800. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah,
it's the pieces that we
yeah,
make, and they go for auction in the comments. And yeah, I've bought a few of them myself.
yeah. Me too. Yeah,
We all support each other. Yeah.
definitely.
All right. So that's cool stuff. And let's see here. I want to talk a little about what am I doing? About stuff that I have going. And I do these live streams every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today would be October 10th, and that'll be the next one with me and Todd. Let's see, how do I do this now? How do I get just Todd and let's just put Todd in there. You're on.
Thanks. Yeah. So I think if I get my stuff together, figured out this weekend, I'll have something about maybe some. I talked about them before. I think on the live stream. What do they call it? Wooden jaw plates.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah. So we'll see if we can get that going. So that's kind of the idea.
Yeah,
that'll
maybe
be
to grip that box.
maybe this box and several other little bowls I have out there. So we'll take a look at those.
Yeah, so cool stuff. And
Yeah.
a couple days after that, I am doing a hands-on in-person class at Stuart Batty's school in Boulder, Colorado, October 13 through 17. And it's called Boxes and Finials. We're going to do several different kinds of box and some finials, in-fitting lids, overfitting lids, inlays, inserts, different kinds of forgiveness levels on the boxes, some more exacting ones and some pretty forgiving ones. And if you ever wanted to work with me hands-on, this is basically your only opportunity, because it's the only place I'm doing hands-on teaching these days is at Stu's shop. Probably do one next year, but there's no plan. So if you can make this one, a bird in the hand, right? So then after that, I will be doing an IRD on October 25th. And if you've seen my live classes, you know that there's a lot going on. I do at least 3 hours. Everybody laughs when I say 3 hours because it's usually 4 or 5. So it's an all-day affair. And I've got plans for everything. And I usually offer some projects, different difficulty levels, different tools. And one thing that I like to do is show you all a tool or gizmo that can do the job. And so the beaded ginger jar is basically a hollow form with a lid, and it's a very forgiving shape of hollow form. I just came back from Rocky Mountain with a Trent Bosch stabilizer hollowing system, which I'm going to try out. And I'll let you see how it goes, how it works. Um, Everything's a compromise. There will be some things that this system does better, some things that my old standby, the Jameson system, does better. But we'll see. And this is a good opportunity for you to not only see a fun project, but also some different options for tools to use for it. So yeah, so that's it. Now, and Don is pointing out that I will also do an IRD for front range wood turners on the 7th, and that's in the evening. That's the Denver Wood Turning Club. And if you are a member of this club, even if you live in England or something, you can join the demo online. So this is something that our world is offering to us now. If you join a club, you now get to watch their demos on Zoom. And that could be an opportunity. I know it's cheaper to just sign up for one of my IRDs than to go join the club, but you get a lot more out of the club than just one evening demo. So this would be fun. Oh, and LaDon, this is going to be very, very fun. Working together in person, yes. She's another one who I know from online stuff, and that'll be great fun. All right. So I wanted to mention that if you go to my website, and we're going to get back over to the home. Let me just get this somewhere I can use it easier. Joe was mentioning about technology. I've got so much technology, it's kind of overwhelming sometimes. So if you go to the Rent My Instructional Videos page, I have a bunch of videos that you can rent. And I'm thinking, because the holiday season is coming, today I'm going to give away 2 people access to ornaments with finials. And that's the one on the lower left of the screen right now, where I do a birdhouse ornament, and I do some painting on a globe, and I do finials of several different kinds, simple ones as well as real complicated ones. And so that will be a lot of fun. And I'll do that in about 20 minutes toward the end of the stream today. And I'm not going to put the code in yet. We'll do that when it's closer to time, so I don't get too overwhelmed by all of that. Just easier. All right, so we've got the top of our box all done, right? Here's the top of the box. It's got a hollow, recess, deburred the corner, chamfered the outside corner. I'm ready to do fitting the bottom of the box onto its lid here. And here's the bottom of the box. I prepped these ahead of time with a Forstner drill, removing most of the bulk out of the center of both the top and bottom of the box. So here's the bottom of the box now. And you can see here we got the hole from the Forstner in there that I want to get out with the tool. And the other thing that I need to do is readjust the camera is another thing I need to do. There we are. I need to put a tenon to fit the recess that I've done on the top of the box. So I've got the top here with its recess, and I'm going to use my little square-ended tool for this job. And I'm also going to show you some other tools that I might do this with that are equally good. And here's where I get to offer you some of the value as well as compromise for a round bar square-ended tool. So we'll start with, we'll get our caliper here and caliper the recess, lock the caliper, or if I have one of those that automatically locks, I wouldn't need to do that. And now I'm going to make a tenon by using this tool as a peeling cutter. And first I'll just do a little step to locate the caliper. But here's what I want to point out. This tool, unlike what you'd usually see me use, which is a rectangular bar with a flat that keeps it right there on the tool rest located, or perhaps close to the same idea here with the 1/8 inch parting tool. Now this one, it can twist over pretty easily, and not make a parallel tenon, this one here as well. If I roll it, see, watch this. If I roll it and push in, I make a dovetail. Hey, well, now what if I was trying to make a tenon? Perfect. But right now I want to make a parallel sided tenon. So I'm going to either contact the heel, raise the handle until I get a chip to peel, or hold it level. Let's look at that from the side. Peeling cut, contact the heel, raise the handle until I get a chip, and now I'll push in to keep cutting. And let's start with that. I've got the caliper here, and that step I made gives the caliper a place to sit. And I'll get my peeling cut going. Notice I've got my hand on the handle and I'm pointing my finger in the direction of the tool just to kind of give me some more stability with my wrist holding it. And I'm peeling until the caliper drops over. And as I'm doing this, I'm making sure that I don't roll the tool either way. I'm keeping an eye on making this a parallel sided tenon. As soon as the caliper drops over it, I'm at the place I want to be, hopefully for fitting. See, it doesn't fit yet, which is perfect. Question here from Gerald. And remember, guys, if you put a question mark after your question like Gerald did, it shows up a little easier for me to identify in the interface here. What bevel angle on the round bar tool? It is a 50-degree included angle, which means I have 25 on each side. In this particular case, meeting right in the center of the bar, so that when I did that last cut, the radius of this bar rides along the inner wall of the radius inside the box, keeping it cutting straight. And it'll cut a reasonably clean recess. I could have also done that cut. Now I'm getting off the track here, but I could have done it with this tool, which is a straight side flat bottom box tool. It also cuts with the end, and you can kind of see if you turn them like this, looks like the same thing, doesn't it? Right. So they operate pretty much the same way, except that this one will anchor on the tool rest and it doesn't roll easily. It's really easy to keep it flat there, which just makes it easier to keep the tool going straight in without rolling. So, all right, now I want to take a little off, and I'm using this round bar, straight round bar tool as a negative rake scraper. I'm also going to deburr the corner with it. And keep working on it till it fits. So I could make a flat on one side of that tool, but I won't because I have this one to do that. So instead of trying to make that tool different, if I want the round bar because I maybe want to be able to twist it, because maybe what I want is to be able to make a dovetail or roll a bead or various other things, then I want the round bar tool. So I'm not going to try to make the round bar tool into a square bar tool. I have a square bar tool already. Joe, how about that chuck, eh? Indeed. Let's see, do I have a way to get more of it in the view here? Yes. This is an Axminster SK114, or no, SK100, GK100. Excuse me, they now have designations. And this one is brand new. I bought it at SWAT. Always nice to have new stuff. All right, so I'm making my parallel tenon, and if I wanted to make a bit of a taper, I could swing the tool. I could also roll it. One thing I do want to do is I'd like to come in and clean up this shoulder here. So I just rolled the tool a little bit so that now I can get in here and it'll cut on that shoulder. And when I get to the corner, it won't take anything off of the tenon because I had it rolled. I just wanted to get in on the shoulder here, and clean that up. So we're getting closer, and I do want kind of a tight fit because what I'm going to do to make this a box is I'm going to put the two halves together, and then I'm going to true them up as one. Get right in that corner there. I kind of undercut the shoulder next to the tenon. Oh, and ain't that the truth? You can never have too many chucks or tools for that matter. All right, so how are we doing here? This is good, I think. That's a little tight. Maybe a little too tight. And my question might be, where is it coming up too tight? Is it at the end or is it down in the bottom? Well, I'm going to make a guess that I slightly tapered my recess, and I'm going to take just a whisker off of that end. If it changes anything, then I know I guessed right. And indeed it did. Here's where the joint between the two halves of the box is, obviously, and I want a little V groove there. That means a chamfer on each side. So I'm now going to make a chamfer to match the one on the top of the box, lid of the box. And if I go too deep, oh, well, one thing I could do is chuck this up again and make its chamfer deeper. The other thing I can do is I can maybe use this tool, but I'll get a little more control using a different negative rake scraper. I'm just going to take a little off the shoulder, thereby making the chamfer shallower, if you will. Good, I like it. Now I'm going to hollow the bottom. And hollowing the bottom, first thing I did, as you can see, is I drilled it with a Forstner to get most of the bulk out. That's just a fast way to do it. And I could have done that with any number of other tools. I could have used just a scraper or gouge or whatever. Now I want to clean up the walls parallel, and I want to get rid of what we see here, the Forstner hole in the bottom. So I'm going to use this new side cutting tool because I don't really want to remove any diameter in this case or much. I just want to clean it up. The Forstner does a pretty nice job, but you can see there's tear out. Okay, question. What was the skew angle of that skew? It's not angled at all. It's straight across. So it's basically the edge is 90 degrees to the shaft of the tool. So it's not Is it a skew? I don't know. Is it a parting tool? I don't know. Skews would have a skew angle on them, and this does not. You can use it like a skew, though. There's a lot you can do with it that a skew does. And the angles of the round tool, it's a 50-degree included angle, 25 on each side. Okay, the skew angle of this one has a 90-degree angle between this cutting edge and the bottom. But the bottom, let's get over here a little closer. The bottom cutting edge here it's only flat really a little bit of it, but it's got a radius in the corner here and a radius on this corner. The purpose of the radius over here is to keep from the corner digging in when I want to use the tool to get the Forstner hole out. And I know you can't see very well here from this camera's angle. You can see it better here, although you can't see the Forstner hole from here. So when I'm getting in here and I'm going across the bottom, I don't want that corner to dig in because it'll keep me from making a smooth across the bottom. Side cutting tool, 60-degree angle. Yep, that's it. And the 50-50 scraper is this one. Oh, is that the one you were asking about, the angles? This one is not a skew either. It's a 50-degree included angle, which is more than you'd really want for a skew, although it does work that way. And most skews would have a curved cutting edge. It's a 50-degree angle of skew and a 50-degree included angle of two bevels. So if that's the one you were asking about, yeah, sorry, I've got too many. And indeed, not really a skew, but a negative rake scraper with a sharp point. They'll get into tight places and a straight cutting edge that'll do convex curves nicely. Okay. What we're about right now, and do bring on your questions, put a little question mark at the end and it's easier for me to find them. What I'm going to do right now is clean up the bottom and make a little radius on the inside corner and clean the tear out off both the bottom and the side wall. Now, one of the things you might have seen me use a lot in the past for this job is this one, straight side flat bottom box. This one is great for making a square corner in the bottom. And what I'm going to do for this one is line it up parallel to the bed of the lathe and push straight in, and it'll ride down the wall just like I said that round bar tool would do. And this will make a square corner in the bottom. I can get in here with this one and work on the bottom to get rid of the Forstner hole too, because it's got this little radius here, so I can kind of dig into the center with that. I can make a little radius in the bottom corner, but because it doesn't have a cutting edge over here, it won't make as smooth of an inner radius as this one. So this tool now, I can dig out the Forstner hole. I can cut on the side of the box, and I can feel it's a little rough. I'm truing it up. I'm also getting rid of the tear out, and we're going to do a little comparison of the finish we got of from those two tools. Now this one will get the Forstner hole off, straight across the bottom. Now I'm lining up this line here, not the side of the tool, the line of the bevel, which is parallel to the cutting edge with the bed of the lathe. And that'll get me cutting a parallel wall on my box. So let's have a look in here. And hopefully you can get a feel for it. Both the straight side flat bottom, which was the at the rim, and the side cutting box scraper made a nice finish on the wall of the box. And I did get the Forstner hole out of there, and I haven't quite cleaned up the corner yet, which I will do with the side cutting tool because it has a nicer corner to make a smooth radius in the corner. It looks to me like the side cutting one has a little less tear out on the side wall. Either one works pretty well for that. Straight side flat bottom box, if I want a square corner in the bottom. Side cutting box scraper, if I want a smoother small radius in the corner. Okay, so just to finish this up, I want to get that bottom corner done up. And something about this tool, as well as the straight side flat bottom box tool, neither of them is a bulk removing tool. They're both something to use after most of it is taken away with a different tool. And again, if I get tear out on the bottom because I was cutting aggressively, I can just take a lighter cut and get rid of the tear out. See the tear out on here in the very bottom. Can we go in any further? Nope, that's it. So yeah, pretty good finish here, but as you noticed on the last one I did, I went pretty fast and I got some tear out, and then I came back with a lighter pass to clean it up. All right, so what do y'all think? Pete says, that's slick. Hey, and not only that, but you can have one or make your own. I really highly suggest making your own of this one, the round bar tool, because it's just so easy to make one. If you want your best results, get the best steel that you can for the bar. Instead of going with some junk you got lying around, an old screwdriver or whatever, yeah, it'll work, but it won't hold an edge very long. This is 10V that you can get from Doug Thompson and just grind your own. Okay, well, yes, if I had a little more time, I was going to talk about how I can do some things with this round bar straight across tool. Rolling beads, making V-grooves, things you might do with a skew. And my beading and parting tool with the square bar, I did talk a little about that. I don't use it for beads. I use it for peeling tenons, scraping like to fit a tenon in. And one of the advantages that it has is that, let's reconfigure here. The beading and parting tool is wider. So if I'm doing a wider tenon, like as wide as this tool, I can make it straight easier with a wider tool. Then let's go for some serious contrast. Here's the same basic cutting edge on this thin parting tool, but it's going to be a lot harder to control moving it back and forth to create a straight line on that tenon. Easier when the tool is at least as wide as the tenon, and if the tenon is wider, then even better, an even wider one. So that's a little bit of that comparison. But yes, I can talk about more things to do with the square bar tool. You can use it as a skew, sure, yep. And Emma has hers with convex bevels. That would be kind of like Ellie Avacera does. I don't know what the advantage to that is, but I can't see what disadvantage there would be either. And yes, you can make a square bar tool like this, and that is basically the same as this one, but narrower. So yes, equally useful, and maybe you've got a piece of square bar. How do I grind the side cutting box tool? Well, I set my platform to the bottom bevel. In this case, the one I was using today, it's a 40-degree angle. And then I just hold the tool up against the wheel and move it along, giving a grind to this bevel and creating a burr on the top. I'm never going to sharpen the top bevel on this tool because there's no need to. I will always use it in that configuration, and I will always prefer to have a burr on the top, not on the bottom. So I would not grind the top bevel. And part of my feeling on making the tool is I have ground a really wide top bevel, giving you a lot of lifespan to this tool when you only grind the bottom bevel every time, because that's what you're going to do, and if I had a narrower top bevel, then pretty soon you're going to have to regrind the top bevel. So just thinking ahead on this. And also, I'm still deciding what angles are going to be the best. So that's what I have for now. All right. So let's do a raffle, shall we? What we're going to do is, if you want to win access to my ornaments with finials video, let me make sure I get everything technology wise done. I will enable it. And what you're going to do is type in hashtag finials and nothing else in the comments. Not your name, not a question mark, nothing like that. Just hashtag finials, capitals, lower cases, doesn't matter, no spaces. And that's a pretty easy one. I'm making it easy on you guys this time. So again, about what you can do to find my, let's get here. To find from my home page the video, if you don't win and you want to watch it anyway, rent my instructional videos, click, and here we have a selection of videos that you can get the access to, and it just puts it in the shopping cart like you were signing up for an IRD. But then what you'll get is a link to the page. It has all the downloads and all that stuff. So, there we are. Let's see. How about we'll get everybody else up here. And don't forget, vendor showcase, November 15th. All three of us plus Steve Worcester and Lyle Jameson will be here.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
It's always great fun.
Yep.
Usually we have specials. I, for one, never do specials except at vendor showcase. Lyle, I think, is the same way.
Thought I'd switch us around so the bug is on your face.
Oh. The
Cindy Droz
thing there. Yeah, right.
No problem.
Okay, fair enough. We could give Joe some time with the. But it's not on his face because he's configured a little differently. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I hope to see y'all with all of us for that, and I will put vendor showcase in the comments so that it can be clickable. Here it is. Clickable link in the comments. I will put them in for anyone watching the recording. I'll put it in there too. So get your hashtag finials in, folks, like this or like this, and we'll make the drawing in a few minutes. Oh, okay, Todd, you switched
I'll
us
take over.
around. Now you got
Yeah.
first slot. We're going to see Todd next week, Friday.
It should be fun. Looking forward to it.
It'll
Thanks,
be
Cindy.
fun. Oh, and the way to get Todd's live stream is to go to, I'm putting it in the chat here, his website, and click to sign up for his newsletter. And he does it like I do, where I send out an email with the clickable direct link to this webinar. You also can just go to our Facebook or YouTube channels and find it there. But the direct link is nice. And then we both also give it to you the morning of. Mine, where there was a little mistake there, and it went out at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was supposed to go out 2 hours before, but that didn't work. So, okay, so how many have we got in the drawing? That's a good question. Let's get over here. And, oh, Todd, what are you doing in there? It was supposed to be OnePlus Media. What is it always giving me, Todd? Oh, that's weird. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm going to have to go back here, I guess, and put me up there, because clearly that's what it wants. There we are. All right, there we are. And we don't need my website anymore. What we need is the giveaway tool. So we've got 102 entries. We're going to draw 2 people, and I'll have to get a hold of you. So if you win and you don't, you're not in my contacts from having ordered from me or signed up for something in the past, you're going to have to email me. And let's see if I have that. Well, actually, on my website, you can find my email. So go to my website and you can find my email, or hopefully I will know who it is. So we got 103 now. This is your getting to be your last chance. We're going to draw 2 names. Ornaments with finials, just in time for the holiday season. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Okay, all these people I know so well. I love having y'all here. Michelle Rayburn, you're the winner. Yay. And if you did just put your hashtag finials in there, and Greg, you need a hashtag, not an @ sign, so do it again. We're going to draw one more, so get your entries in. And we'll do 3, 2, 1. Fire! Okay. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. We're going to have another winner here. Lowell Wolf, you're the winner. Congratulations to Michelle and Lowell. I will be in touch with you. If I don't find you, I think I will find you, won't I? Because you're both on StreamYard. That's great. Oh, Temple. I was in Maine a couple weeks ago, and Castine is where you are, I believe. And I didn't go through Castine, but I did pass the freeway sign. I wasn't driving, but we went past it. And I said, I know someone who lives there. So pretty cool stuff. All right. And I'm going to go back to my normal here, reality. And so all this technology worked unusually well today. I have to say, StreamYard crashed on me a couple times last night, and I was hoping it would be good today. Castine, yes, great place to be, I guess. Oh, and I better get that banner off of there, because we're done with the drawing, and we're actually done with the program for today. I've shown you a couple of tools. You can find them on my website. You can make your own. Always, you know, if I made it, you can make it. So we'll get our friends up to say goodbye, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye,
See
all.
everybody.